Hi, my name is Elisa Rubio, and I am a Beachbody Emerald coach and founder of Mrs. Unbelievable and Ruby Red Nutrition, Health, and Fitness for Life. And I've made it my mission to help busy men and women, especially busy parents like me, to get back to the body that they used to have or to the body that they always wished they had, and to finally get back in control of their life. So maybe you know me from personal life or maybe from a past life, but I wanted to make this video to share with you why I started out on my
It's
journey
3 o'clock.
to better health and fitness. First, let me tell you where I've been. Like many of you, I've tried many things to lose weight in the past, but each time it seems like something was missing. See, there are three very important pillars and keys when it comes to success with weight loss: exercise, nutrition, and support. And when I did, for example, Weight Watchers, I had the nutrition and I had the support. As far as nutrition goes, I sort of had that going. I was minimizing my calories, but I wasn't paying very much attention to my micronutrients and my macronutrients. And so I wasn't really nourishing my body with the right kinds of foods. And basically, I was looking for the most amount of chocolate for the least amount of points. So got some results, but they were short-lived, and I wasn't getting any stronger. Just getting, I lost weight, but it just wasn't, I wasn't getting any healthier. There was support there, sort of. I attended weekly groups, but I have to say I never really connected with anyone in the groups. I certainly didn't call anyone between meetings to see how they were doing or check up with them or anything like that. So I really just didn't feel like I connected with anyone on any sort of personal level. So in that case, I was missing out for sure on the exercise portion, and a little bit on the nutrition and the support as well. But Weight Watchers doesn't really emphasize the importance of physical activity and exercise. Sure, you get negative points for exercising, but they certainly don't emphasize that portion of weight loss. So I didn't have any long-term success with that. Second of all, or after that, I tried Nutrisystem, and with that, you know, they focus a lot on the nutrition, but they basically give you prepackaged meals that are, you know, low on the glycemic index or whatever, and uh, they were low calorie meals, and I did lose a little bit of weight with that. Again, came right back because it was very hard to stick to a very expensive plan, about $300 a month, which was a little too expensive for me, and that's in addition to the cost of some groceries. And it just didn't really teach me anything that I could take out into the world. It just basically prepackaged my meals for me, and after eating the same 15 meals over and over and over again, you know, it just wasn't something I could keep up. Also, again, didn't get any instruction or emphasis placed on exercise, and zero social support whatsoever. So that didn't have very good results. So then I went out and purchased Zumba, and no, don't get me wrong, I love Zumba. They have amazing, fun, high energy workouts. I still love those workouts. They're super fun. But I just felt like when I purchased those DVDs and they arrived at my house, and it was just kind of felt like, thank you for your money, here's your DVDs, good luck with that. There was a small pamphlet nutrition guide in there, but really didn't give me any real true ideas about where to start with my nutrition. So although it was focusing on the exercise, it really kind of left out the nutrition and the social support, unless you go to the classes, in which case, again, I never felt like I was really connecting with anybody in those classes, and so that wasn't enough social support for me either. So with each of these programs, I would have some success, but they were generally short-lived success, and I would fall off the wagon and be right back to where I was before. So now back to why I embarked on this journey in the first place and why I'm still here on this journey. first of all, knowing why you're embarking on a transformation is so important. Maybe even more important than what it is you want to accomplish or how much weight you want to lose and how you want to accomplish it. I've been reading this amazing, listening to this amazing audiobook called The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. And in this book, the author talks about the why. And he says, imagine that there are 2 3-story buildings, and between these buildings, in the windows on the 3rd floor, between the top floor windows of these 2 buildings is a single 2x4. Now it's a strong 2x4, but it's very narrow, and it's about 20 feet between the 2 buildings. And you're in one building, and you're looking out the window, and there is a $10 bill on the very end of the 2x4 in the other building. Now, how many of us would cross that 2x4 to get that $10 bill? Most of us are going to say no. And if you're thinking yes, I'm guessing that your motive is not $10, your motive is to show off. Now, imagine that your infant child is in your arms. Now, parents, you're going to be able to identify with me on this one. The room behind you is engulfed in flames, and the 2x4 is the only route to safety. Now do you cross? You see, the what, getting to the other building, and the how, or the 2x4, crossing the 2x4, are the same. The only thing that changed in this scenario is the why. That's the only difference. And when you have a strong enough why, and you know what that why is, you have a much greater shot at sticking with something to the very end. See, I talk to a lot of people, and they don't understand me when I ask what their why is, or their answer will be something like, "Oh, I want sexy abs," or "I want to fit back into my wedding dress." But the problem with those kind of whys is that if that is your why, that's your reason for getting in shape, then on the second week of your P90X program, or maybe even by day 3, when that alarm clock goes off at 5 a.m., you're just going to roll over and slap that sucker and just think to yourself as you're drifting back to sleep, yeah, sex is overrated. Besides, I can alter the dress. They're just not strong enough reasons to delve into a lifestyle change or a total mind-body transformation. Fortunately for me, though, my why has been enough to keep me going strong. And so as I tell you my why, I would like you to actually think about what is motivating you. What prompted you to seek support, and what prompted you to search on YouTube for this video, or what led you to this video? What prompted you to contact me on Facebook? What prompted you to pick up the phone and call me or text me? What's that why behind why you are looking to have a transformation? So, in October of 2013, I was at my highest weight I'd ever been. And since the birth of my son in 2010, I'd actually lost 25 pounds after he was born, and then I'd gained 30, and then I lost 10, and then I gained 15. Sound familiar? I really had no clear direction and no support, and so that's when I was going through all those different methods of weight loss that I talked about before, and nothing would stick, nothing was lasting. I would start something new, and I would stick with it for maybe 2 months, if I was lucky, and then I'd fall off the wagon again. And I was most embarrassed about my midsection. And I just wouldn't even consider, going swimming was just out of the question. Putting on a bathing suit just never happened. Or if it did, I would always make sure to be covered up in one way or another. I just couldn't bear to have anything showing. I was starting to wear Spanx to work every day because I was embarrassed about the shape of my body, and because I wasn't able to button my pants, my suit pants anymore. And so, that does a little something to your self-esteem when you're having to wear girdles to work every morning. Even my 4-year-old son would come up to me and would, poke me in the belly and say, "Mommy, you're so fat." And I would laugh about it. I would go and tell people, what my son had said, and I thought it was so funny. but I didn't really think it was funny. It wasn't funny. It hurt. So then one day, I was at church. I was visiting in a church, and a woman that I'd never met before was talking to me, and she looked down and she goes, "Oh my goodness, congratulations. I didn't notice you were pregnant." And I thought, I'm not pregnant. And, nobody wants to be on either end of that conversation. So I very quickly, just in an attempt to save face, for both of us, I guess, I said, I'm not pregnant, but I did just have a baby. And so she asked me how long it had been since I'd had a baby. Well, it had actually been 4 years since I had a baby. Let's be honest, I was just trying to cover up, make an excuse for the way I looked. And so she said, "Oh, really? How long ago?" And I said, 4 months. I wasn't quite prepared for the follow-up question. So then she asked if it was a boy or a girl, and I thought, I hadn't thought that far ahead in my cover-up story to decide what gender my imaginary baby was going to be. So I hesitated, and then said it was a boy. I had a boy 4 months ago. And this well-meaning, sweet little old lady said, "Oh, don't worry about it, honey. You'll lose the weight fast." And I wasn't sure if I wanted to go sob or laugh. I was embarrassed, and I would, tell the story later and laugh about it, but again, it wasn't funny. So a few weeks later, I was at home with my kids, and many of you who know me know that I have a special needs daughter. It's 8 years old. Her name is Lucy. She's wheelchair bound and developmentally delayed. And I was bathing her. I was all alone in my house with my 2 kids, my 8-year-old and my 4-year-old. I was bathing my 8-year-old, and after I finished bathing her, I went to take her out of the tub. She's about this long. And I went to take her out of the tub, and suddenly I realized that this time I wasn't going to be able to lift her out of the tub by myself. And that was the first time that I had felt that way. I mean, I knew that this moment was coming, but I had always felt like it was in the future and I was going to be fine, but this time I just realized that I wasn't going to be able to lift her out by myself. So I unplugged the tub and just let the water drain out, and I called to my 4-year-old and asked him to bring me a towel so I could keep her warm, because my mom wasn't going to be home for another 10 or 15 minutes, and I wasn't going to be able to lift her out of the tub by myself. So I kept her warm, and then my mom came home and we got her out and all was well. But it was just a moment in time where life kind of caught up to me, and I realized that she's not getting any smaller, and at the rate I was going, I wasn't getting any stronger. And if I let it go on much longer without me doing something about it, I was going to have to send her to a home. She's 8 years old, and I'm sorry, she's 8 years old, and I just can't even possibly imagine not having her at home with me. And that was my reality at that moment, is that something had to be done, because for me to continue to ignore that fact, it was selfish of me. I needed to get stronger for her. So, that was a pivotal moment for me, and that moment coming so closely on the heels of what later became known as the church incident, I was ready to change, and thank goodness, because that was the time that the tools were made available for me to begin my transformation. So the timing was right. I needed to feel confident in my own skin again, and I needed to stop hiding my body. I needed to feel stronger. I needed to get stronger so that I could take care of my daughter and I could keep her home with me. And that was my why. So it was like I was looking out this window at this 2x4 and these flames were behind me. And I just had no other choice but to step out on that 2x4 and put one foot in front of the other and cross. So whenever I'm approached about my challenge groups, I like to make sure that prospective challengers are serious about the challenge, that they understand the serious nature of the challenge groups. I am trying to help people transform their lives and help people get a full mind-body transformation and to improve their health. And I need to find out if the challenge group is a good match for the individual. In other words, is that flame behind you hot enough? Do you have a strong enough why? And will you be committed to put one foot in front of the other until you reach the other building? Now, as I probably mentioned, I'll be in touch with each of you over the next few days to ask you more about what's motivating you and what your why is, and how I can help you get to the point you're trying to get to. And for those of you who haven't ever met me or spoken with me before, maybe you came across this video on YouTube or somebody else sent you the link, let me know if you would like me to help you turn your why into a how and get you started, get you crossing that way over to the where it is you want to be. So click the link below to contact me, and hopefully we'll be in touch soon. Thanks, and have a great day.